log recording. I don't even know how to start this damn tape. It's the 10th after July 2022, still Sunday. It's 9:31 p.m. I got neighbors screaming and yelling their heads off over here. I got this neighbor screaming and yelling his off with his old lady over here. I couldn't sleep. Not because of these two idiots. Because of my own damn thing going on. I'm already having enough problems with my own damn grief and shit going on here. And now I got this going on. And I got the phone recorder on, tape recording that, and me at the same time. If not that, maybe I'll pick up the ambient noises out there. Triggers again. What considers a home? Lost family. Broke down on that one. I was dealing with a lot of other people's issues concerning about suicide and how they were pretty much upset. They didn't understand. I didn't understand it either. Except somehow trying to relate how I almost came close to it myself. But listening to all this stuff happening around me, would it be causing me to go crazy? Or just feel lucky and grateful I'm still alive? I can hear the show. People's issues about I was going to talk about my issues in here. I'm listening to everyone else screaming and yelling their own issues. You talk about getting overwhelmed and over their heads. That's me right now. What would cause this whole damn thing to blow skyrocketing if somebody's doing something absolutely stupid? And then causing the cops to get over here and causing more panic and more mayhem. But when we causing it is to try to respond to the damn stuff. Meanwhile, people like them and neighbors out there screaming and yelling their heads off for some damn reason. I'm worried about online texts concerning about how people are feeling regarding their emotional state after they sent the damn thing out. I know to calm down a little bit. There's a lot of people trying to give a lot of comfort regarding how one feels. But in reality, we're all separated from distances except for our own devices. So we have no idea who and what we look at like, except when we look at the pictures and stuff. Meanwhile, real life still kicks people in the ass, and it's got my attention, unfortunately. I have tried to make videos talking about my own damn feelings, my own damn thought processes going hell in a handbasket at this point. Because I couldn't tell somebody about how a person actually thought concerning about suicide. Now, I know they had to leave science behind. They had to have. Unless they were so despondent they couldn't. I mean, they tried to be as normal as possible, but there's no way that I would know of that would be doing something except maybe a behavior out of norm, an outburst, a shuffling of something. It's always something subtle because there's only so much you can do to close yourself down, but sometimes there's a burp. I'll have plenty of burps, plenty of gas pockets. I know I'm not talking about ones where you fart it out. No, 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 no. Behavioral or a trait, a physical trait, a manifestation of sorts. Something that would catch a person's attention and not even know it. Or maybe they did know it and didn't bother to understand it more. I'm not a trained counselor for anything. I'm trying to say it out of my own damn personal mouth here. How would I do it? I would have to be totally focused on what the hell I was doing every single second of the time, and I can't be. But what I'm starting to try to control, that's usually when the burps come out. It's usually when something unusual pops out, and that catches their attention. And then, comes the defensive mechanism. I don't know if I'm causing it, but subconsciously I am causing the trail. I am leaving the breadcrumbs, leading to the problem. Maybe somehow there's a survival mechanism trying to tell people what's going on. And the more anger and there's more frustration at this point over here, the more the defensive mechanisms are activated at this point over here to keep the person away. And that's what keeps drawing them in. And we don't even realize that. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it when I was doing that to Ma and Dave on some occasions. That there may have been something wrong with me on the inside. The only surefire way for me to really protect myself is to keep myself isolated. And that's another way of doing it. That's another way of getting the subconscious to throw up the Roman flares. To get the people's attention to saying that there's something wrong. At least in me. The more I would probably kick and scream at this point over here, the more there's an issue going on at this point over here. The self-survival mechanism's activated. Now, I can't say for everybody else. And this is not what I'm learning out of psychology books. This is out of my own damn experience, okay? My own behavior. My own experience. My own life story. And it's a pain in the ass. Because I don't know what's going on. I don't. If I know what was going on, hell. But I don't. At least, not at the time. Since David's death, I had to do more and more reflections on this stuff. Besides using school to help me sort things out left and right, I didn't seek out professional help to find things. But just doing my own research. I'm trying tacks. I'm trying new ways of getting at me, understanding why I feel the way I feel, and why am I going nuts as the way I am. And to tell you the truth, I don't know why. if I'm getting more and more frustrated and more angry, I know there's a self defense mechanism for that particular situation. As irritating as it may be, or as daunting as the wall being put up even further, there is something behind it that my subconscious tries to protect. And it means it needs to be investigated, which means I need to find a way over the wall or through the damn wall. And I need to be patient about situations like this because I'm fighting myself over this. I'm going to just stay away from people's issues at this point. Focus in on mine. I have to. Maybe the summertime is meant for me to do more reflections and more analysis and more understanding about what's happening with me. And the more I keep seeing it, the more I'm getting battered around and I'm frustrated left and right and torn apart. And maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this is necessary for me. Maybe it gives me a little bit of false hope at this point over here, but I'll take it. Not just to wall it off forever. I need to understand a lot of things. Why? And each thing that gets understood, and maybe I'll learn something about myself. That I don't have to be afraid. And just move on for the next item and the next item and the next item. I know the grieving process takes its time. Let it take its time. I'm in no hurry just yet. But I'm getting a little antsy. Not that I want it done. I want to learn more. I want to know more. I need to know more about my brother, about my mother, about me. Through my own observations, through my own interactions with the family, there've got to be clues in there somewhere about David and about Ma, but also about me as well. And it'll take time. Meanwhile, I see other people going crazy at this point. I got a thing going on. I'd like to help them out. I want to help them out. So I help them out. I'm trying to tell them something. Other people are trying to give the pat on the back thing. It's not so much of the pat on the back you can understand and deal with. I mean, yeah, that's nice. Done helping out. Why? I'm not trying to act like a guidance counselor. You must know. I'm dealing with my own damn situation, but maybe my situation can help you out one way or another. My mother was a long, slow draw and potential suicide situation, killing herself in the process because she couldn't deal with the pain of all the family that she's lost. And it just took her out. Took its sweet time, but it took her out. And my brother, the one thing I could not understand is how come he had a collapsed airway that fast. Either biological or else he decided that was it for him. That was his way out. And maybe he was looking for a way out because he had strokes. He didn't want to go through the long process of recovery at this point over here, and not to mention seeing me throwing away my future taking care of him, throwing away my life. The son of a bitch should have known better that my life was the family. And you lose family, I lost my life. But I still have to learn how to live on my own. Probably they hope I'd start another family somewhere. I don't know, maybe. Until I'm ready for that point, I'll probably never get ready for it. My family died in front of me. And now I gotta survive. And I'll tell people my story. I'll tell people my story. I'll be the ancient mariner, the new version for Coleridge. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of facing my pain. I'm not afraid of the grief. I have to deal with it. I have to go through the pain. I have to go through the crying. I have to go through the heaving. I have to go through the depression. There may be times of anxiety and stress. I have to go through that too. I don't want medications for the damn thing. I want to go through it. I'm going to go through it. I'm not Hercules. I'm not Atlas. I'm not any of the Greek, Olympian, Roman, whatever the hell they call themselves these days. Superheroes. Fuck it. I'm not a superhero. But I'm a guy busting his ass. And that's all I can do is bust my ass. Maybe I'm not supposed to. Fine by me. But I'm trying to live. That's one thing I'm trying to do is live. Maybe God's got a thing against me. I don't know. Maybe God's rooting for me. I hope so. If I can help people out, I'll help people out as best as I can. But in situations and dealing with my neighbors yelling and screaming at each other, I'm staying out of it for right now. Because it's a territory I don't dare cross just yet. But when it comes time for grief and pain, if I'm allowed, I will. If I'm not, I stay out. Yeah, they're going after each other again. The mic's not sensitive enough to pick up the outside ambient energy and sound waves. For right now, I don't need to. I just need to get the thing off my damn chest. That's all I need. I'll post when I can. Look, I know dealing with grief in many ways isn't easy, especially dealing with suicide. There's no absolute answers. We want absolute answers, but it's not enough. It will never be enough. We're looking for ways to fix things, maybe to turn time back. It ain't gonna happen. They left clues for us to find. If we can find them, fine. But if we can't, there's tomorrow to deal with. They are our loved ones, dear to our heart, close to it, probably part of the heart. And to see them go the way they did, the sudden exit. I think if I look at it in one particular way, I think my brother and my mother had picked out suicide without even realizing it. It's a uncomfortable thought of thinking about it because now I have to be understanding of the point that if my brother actually did commit suicide, just made a decision to cancel out everything. He didn't want to deal with what he had to deal with, and let me tell you something about that. A long while he's been a Coca-Cola drinker. He's been a sugar fan ever since he was a kid. Guy wasn't born with diabetes, but he ended up with type 2. Of course, he can drink any other kind of drink, but also he turned out to be an alcoholic. Alcohol is one of the most purest forms of sugar that could be put into our body to be processed. And it does things to our pleasure center. It screws around with our biochemistry like you would not believe. Addiction comes to the point where it's no longer enough. It becomes a survival. And at that point, you're showing signs of deterioration in some of the organs, especially kidney and bladder, liver. You can't process it all. The body starts to die. I say this because I've seen it. I have family, I had friends die from this. So there is experience I have in this. And my brother, damn, came close to that as well. At one time he was actually able to donate, but because he turned into a pure alcoholic, he no longer was able to donate blood. And they canceled him out. My brother had to fight like hell for 32 years, from 1985 to 2018. He fought like hell to be clean and sober. Of course, he did tell me that once he died, and if I happen to cremate him, he wouldn't mind me putting a bottle of Jack Daniels and a roll of weed and let him smoke it up that way. I said, oh fuck no, I'm not screwing around with your damn sobriety, asshole. Or something to that effect. I cremated my brother. He had a can of Coke, and he had a pack of smokes. And that's how he went up to heaven. I was giving God back a sober alcoholic, a recovering alcoholic. God would have to deal with the smoking habit. But at least my brother was alive enough not to deal with any more alcohol, even to the point of death and past death. At least I gave God that much dignity for him. When he had his transischemic attacks in his brain, several points in it, they were affecting speech, memory, aphasia, ability to communicate, and mobility. Challenge as it is, I dealt with my mother, I dealt with my grandmother. What the hell, dealing with my brother? Because that was my job. But if I had to, I'd get help, and I was trying to get help. I was trying to get help to give me some caregiving help with my brother. I needed another pair of hands. But I wasn't about to put my brother into a care nursing facility. Almost thought of it. But if I had to deal with it at home, I'd deal with it at home. If I deal with it 24/7, I'd deal with it 24/7. I know he'd be embarrassed as hell, and he'd hate it like crazy. But at least I'd tell him, hey, we kept it in the family, Dave. We took care of Aunt May. We took care of Grandma. We took care of Mama. We take care of you. My question is, who the hell is going to be taking care of me? I got no family or friends. No one's going to be stepping up in this damn shit. Nobody willing enough to be doing it. But maybe I'll be thinking about what my brother had done. Just give up just completely and just say, fuck it. I know my mother already said that a long time ago. She stayed in bed all the time. She couldn't deal with it. She probably couldn't deal with the pain and the loss, and I wouldn't. Hell, losing all that much relatives. They were like people I knew. People I cared and loved. Some of them were a lot closer to me. Could have been surrogate families at one time. So yeah, I would understand the pain of committing suicide because I wanted to be closer to them as well. And to hell with everything else on earth. But I did not want to do that. I didn't want to do that just yet. I'm still living. I'm still trying. They can't knock it against me for that. Anyway. I'll probably hit the sack shortly. I'll probably be posting this. Hopefully letting people know what's going on. But I wanted to tell people, in my own words, I wanted to tell people there is hope. And it's out there. It's out there. It's just a long frickin' road. And there's no stopping it. Life keeps hitting you. You have to keep hitting back. I know a lot of us are tired of it. We're so tired of life hitting us, we might as well just give it up. Your decision. I'm not done with it yet. It's giving me too many damn bruises and blood right now. I think I'm a sadomasochist. An appreciator of the art of pain. Oh, thank you. I'd rather not. But I'm not giving up on it either. Until God tells me to. Then maybe it'll be another argument, and then I may pop myself up into heaven and just have another argument with God over that one. Until that happens, I'll scream, I'll cry, I'll bawl my head off, I'll waste a lot of napkins and Kleenexes. I'll keep pleading to God to forgive me for going through this. And it's His will, not mine. But I'm not stopping it either. The struggle of survival is everything for me. Just to live, just to breathe, just to appreciate sometimes of a morning that looks like it's alright, even though I may be depressed as hell. Or God's many wonderful packages that happen that scare the hell out of me. An earthquake or two, lightning storm. Anyway. Y'all have a good night. I think my bed's calling me.